big shout out and thank you for our incredible partner, Bank of America, for making this event possible. And also for being the launch partner of Axios Latino and helping in this continued support. Axios Latino is 3 years old now, and the incredible work that the team is doing is thanks to the partnership that we have with Bank. I'm going to kick off our View from the Top segment. I had the pleasure of having a conversation with our president of business banking and president for the greater Los Angeles market. Please welcome Raul Anaya. Raul, un placer. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for all of you for being here. It's great to see a lot of friends that are in the room, many clients, longtime friends, and where's our distinguished Mexican counsel, Carlos González Gutierrez? ¿Dónde estás, Carlos?
Walking down.
Our Mexican counsel, thank you for being here.
This is great to be back, Raul, in the great city of Los Angeles. Let's dive in. So, Bank of America has a unique approach to support startup all the way to mid-sized businesses. Tell us more about this approach and how it really empowers businesses established, emerging in the Hispanic and Latino community.
So one of the things that I'm proud of is leading what we call business banking for Bank of America nationally. And so that's across the country. We have about 3.4 million clients, and we're handling companies of all sizes, from startup to $50 million in revenue. We do that nationally. I've got a national team. I'm able to stay in Los Angeles to drive the opportunity that exists across the country. And one of our growth strategies is the Latino community. And so when I think of the 3.4 million clients that we have, from startup to 50 million, 1.2 million of them are Latino business owners. So we're very, very proud of that. We spend a lot of time getting to know them, understanding their challenges, really addressing the importance of what they need to grow their business long term. And quite frankly, our strategy in business banking to the Latino community is just one aspect of what we are doing across all of Bank of America to really cater and serve the Latino community, from consumer to businesses to wealth management to everything that we do at Bank of America. While we've been supporting the Latino community for decades, last year we've been moving forward with a comprehensive end-to-end strategy towards the Latino community across the country.
Last year, among the many initiatives that Bank of America has to support the community, you mentioned the Hispanic Latino Business Councils that you have throughout the country. How has this initiative evolved since launch in 2009?
Yeah.
And what makes it a model of success to support Hispanic Latino clients?
So what Fabricio was talking about, back in 2009, we started here in Los Angeles a Latino Business Council. So it's basically a group of 20 bankers, Latino bankers, that sits down, talks about how do we help the Latino community. Businesses of all sizes, families, nonprofits. In fact, the current head of the Bank of America Latino Council is right here, Raul Bustillos. Thank you for being here, Raul. And for years, we exported that idea, and it now exists in 29 other cities: New York, Chicago, Houston, Dallas. And the idea there is you have a group of Latino bankers that think about how do we better serve the needs of the Latino community. And so in LA, because of that, it's been going on here for 15 years. Very proud to say that some of our best and newest clients in the Latino community would be names that all of you would recognize, like Ultimate Health Services, who's here, Tapatio, Porto's Bakery, Northgate Markets, as an example of how this group of Latino bankers is sitting down with all of our Latino businesses of all sizes, really trying to understand what's important to them and how do we help them grow their businesses, how do we help their employees understand the complexity of financial literacy, as an example.
Raul, let's now switch to a study that Bank of America recently commissioned and released. It's the first ever U.S. Latina GDP. I think we have a few visuals to share and get your takeaways, what the key findings from this report. Here we have one piece of data. Tell us more about this research.
Yeah, so we're very proud of funding this study. It was done, we just released it a month ago, less than a month ago, And it's one of many Latino GDP studies that we have funded over the last several years. And part of the strategy for Bank of America is not only providing access to capital to the Latino community, financial literacy to the Latino community, but also, quite frankly, increasing the awareness of the size, scale, and importance of the Latino community. And so we've done these type of studies last several years. This is the first ever Latina GDP report that's ever been published. And you'll see some of these graphs. What's powerful about this, I think we all know, or we knew, now the facts are here, that the Latina GDP, if you just, is $1.3 trillion. Think about that. It's bigger than there's bigger than 47 states in the country, bigger than the state of Florida. The only 3 states that it's not big, you see it up there, right? California, New York, and Texas. It's a powerful statement of what here in Los Angeles we know is important, the Latino segment, and then specifically the Latina community in terms of their entrepreneurship, how they start businesses, how they spend. So congrats to all of you Latinas.
And we also have, so you're talking about scale, and we also have growth. Let's talk about growth with this, which is this other visual here. So how is this community growing?
So just like the Latino community that continues to grow at outsized levels compared to the non-Latino community, again, the facts show that the Latina GDP, the Latina community, if taken as a cohort, is growing at 2.7 times faster than the non-Latino community. And so when you think about the opportunity, the reason why Bank of America is very focused on the Latino community is it's 20% of the US population. It's 50% here in LA, which is why we formed these Latino business councils across 29 cities, why we have 73% of all of our financial centers across the country, where you have Spanish certified bankers to be able to talk to our Latino clients if they choose to speak in Spanish. So this is just kind of one of many different levers, but the Latina community segment in particular, it's growing in educational attainment, it's growing in wealth, it's growing in job creation, and labor participation. Those are all things that are driving the US national economy. And so for us at Bank of America, it's important that we serve this growing segment. Again, 20% of the US population, but it's also, quite frankly, why Bank of America is growing.
And how are you approaching these economic trends, and how are they shaping and informing your strategy nationally and here in the LA community?
Yeah, so this growth strategy is not just for business banking, it's for all of Bank of America. This is something that Brian and the rest of my colleagues on the management team are very supportive. This is something that the board of directors of Bank of America also understands, because again, it's part of our growth strategy. And because of that, we are looking at ways to how do we provide more support and assistance to the Latino community? How do we provide more access to capital? And so that's why a few years ago we announced a $500 million commitment to help venture capital, minority-owned venture capital firms, Latino, women, Black, African American, Asian. How do we invest in those funds so that they in turn can invest in other Latino, Asian, women, Black, African American technology companies? So that's just, these type of facts is what drives our decisions at the bank in terms of how do we continue to help this growing segment. And I'm proud to say we have a couple of venture capital firms that we have funded here. Where's Act One Ventures? Alejandro Guerrero, Carmen Palafox, where is she? Carmen right here. She's with 2045. So when you see Alejandro and you see Carmen, you think of, they are funding technology companies. And most people think, wait, Latinos don't start technology companies? Well, they do. Just talk to Alejandro, talk to Carmen. They're out there. And we are investing in them because, first of all, they're doing an amazing job finding Latino-owned technology startups who in turn are growing, and that's how we are generating wealth for our Latino community. That's just one of many different ways. And using these type of facts guides us as a leadership team at Bank of America to determine how do we do more for the Latino community.
Excellent. Well, we're about to get the hook here, but we like to end on a fun note here with the one fun thing at Axios. LA is hosting the World Cup in 2026. Bank of America is one of the official sponsors and partners.
No, we are the official bank of the World Cup. The official bank.
So, if not Team USA, what's your second team that you're going to be rooting for?
Team Mexico, right? Yes. What about yours?
I'm from Brazil, so I have to say Brazil. And, we happened to win in the US in '94, so maybe we'll repeat the feat.
Maybe.
Thank you, Raul. Thank you, everyone. We have 2 more segments. Sit tight and then join us for a reception.